engaged. They've already taken their love to the public, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I definitely wish the best for Lamar. He has been through a lot. He literally has died and come back. And maybe this is his opportunity for just happiness and consistency and what most of us would call normalcy. His son did later apologize for the post and apologize for making his opinions so public, which I thought was very gracious of him. He's a teenager, and I think that, you know, if you know anybody who likes to put their business on social media, a lot of times it's very alluring to put your beefs out there like that, because then what will happen is you'll get a lot of people who support you, because the people who follow you by and large are going to be people who support you. And when you get people who support you, they're going to support your good decisions and your bad decisions for the most part. So when you bring your beefs to social media and you have a lot of people backing you up saying like, oh shit, who pissed you off? We got beef. What's going on? You know, when you do that, that just serves for more grist for the mill for the ego. You know, that's an ego driven sport right there. I'm going to take my beef to social media. But what I will say, at least what separates this situation from you guys, a lot of you, is that Lamar Odom Jr. is but still a child. He's a teenager, and he was gracious enough to see that perhaps that wasn't the best form of communication, and even nice enough to apologize, kind enough to apologize in an open forum, the same way he put his business out there in an open forum, which I think is really important. I think a lot of times people like to do a lot of bullshit in public, but apologize in private. Oh, no, mommy, you don't do that. Don't do that, mommy. You're going to do it in public. You better apologize in public, okay? Because I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit. You going to play me? You better apologize in the same way, okay? And it's apologize season. Don't you see how cold it is outside? It's apologize season. Listen, nothing says come back to me like a fucking cold day. Nothing like a brisk wind and a New York City chill to make you feel like, you know what, let me reconsider some shit. You know what else will make you reconsider some stuff? The new Tory Lanez album. Have you guys heard it yet? Yes, Tory Lanez has a new mixtape. I want to say it's called For the Chicks. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's got Ashanti on the cover. It actually features Ashanti 112, a couple of other people. I think Trey Songz, some other people. I haven't gotten through all of it. I heard that it is fire and amazing. So congratulations to Tory Lanez. So as most of you will know, and this is going to be our last hot topic. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's not going to be our last hot topic. Hello, wait, stick a pin in that for a minute. Can we get into Omarion's energy? I think that we all need to take a deep breath and channel our inner Omarion. He just recently did an interview with Vlad TV. Omarion also just turned 35. If Omarion was 3 inches taller, I would let him murder it. Stop. That's nasty. I know, but I don't care. But he's so tiny. At any rate, he did an interview with Vlad TV, and he was asked about how he feels about the relationship with Fizz and his baby's mom, to which Omarion stated, I don't feel no way. You know, he basically went on to say, hey, I believe that everyone deserves happiness. And, you know, at the end of the day, April is still his baby's mom's. And if she is unhappy, then their kids will be unhappy, which will basically affect him. And so he just wants everybody involved to be happy, which I thought awesome. And he just his only ask is that they change the narrative of how the story is kind of playing out. So that leads me to believe that what we're being sold is definitely some hype shit. Now, are they possibly together? It seems that way. But I just want to applaud Omarion's energy. I don't know him personally, but just that kind of mental dexterity, that kind of emotional prowess to not feed into it, especially when you have, I saw Meek Mill commented like, this shit is mad, wild, disrespectful. And listen, all of this is kind of wild. There are millions. We've talked about this, April, she's been out here patting the puss, talking all this shit, all this jazz, but what I will say is that I am far less concerned with the story of Lil Fizz and April Jones's love, and far more focused on Omarion and just the energy and the power that he's displaying through all of this. And I applaud him for that. Okay, so now our truly last story is a little bit political, if you will, because the league actually hosted, or was to host, a workout for Colin Kaepernick. And I wondered from the very onslaught, was Rock Nation in any way, shape, or form involved in this workout that was being hosted for Colin Kaepernick? So this was to happen yesterday morning in Atlanta, again hosted by the league. All 32 teams and their owners and what have you were invited. And there was some definite RSVPs from a couple of teams, including the New England Patriots, I believe the Steelers, a couple of others. So then yesterday morning happens, and it's being reported that Colin Kaepernick cancels the league workout that he was invited to. Further details were provided, and then it gets into the whole idea that Colin Kaepernick actually chose to move the venue to a school in Riverdale, south of Atlanta, and it was not being reported why. It just was being reported through ESPN is where I saw this, that Colin Kaepernick had basically, much to the league's chagrin, canceled his invitation and decided that he would not take them up on their offer to basically have a private showing for all these different teams. Now, on further investigation, it was found that Colin Kaepernick decided that he was going to host his own workout and invited those same people because apparently the NFL was not allowing media to come to the workout that they were inviting him to. And they also were not allowing Colin or his team to take any private footage of the workout. And they basically wanted this to be just the teams and Cap, and then they would report back their own narrative of what this practice looked like. Jay-Z has been alleged to have asked the commissioner, Roger Goodell, for this workout. Now, this is what I have heard. What I heard was that, quote unquote, Jay-Z said that what he suffered for his alliance, the Rock Nation alliance with the NFL, was nothing short of a reputational bullet, and would need Roger Goodell to host this NFL workout for Colin Kaepernick. It isn't being reported just yet, as far as I know. What are the results? I do know that the actual event still took place, but it was not hosted by the NFL. This was something that Colin Kaepernick and his team decided to do on their own, so they can control the narrative of what this looked like. Now, as far as it's being reported, he looked really great out there, and he had been working out. But, you know, if you were to put this in layman's term, it's almost like, okay, so your homeboy who spoke up about the racism at the job and was then let go of the job has now been invited by another company to come and interview, you know, even though all the companies had blackballed him. This, you know, Amazon is now going to say, okay, come on, cool. We're going to go ahead and let you get this interview off. However, you know, we'll decide like all of how this is all going to play out. And I guess he decided that was not going to work for him. Here's what I'm going to say. Jay-Z and his Sean Carter Foundation actually hosted their gala in Florida, this week. And, you know, I think it's still being alleged as to whether or not all of the things, the partnership between Roc Nation and the NFL is all politically motivated. You know, was it a betrayal on Jay-Z's part? All of that stuff. I have no idea. I do applaud Colin Kaepernick for kind of standing up in his beliefs. And, you know, I really hope that all of this works out for him, because it definitely takes a lot of strength to kind of stand face on against the wind when the trajectory is blowing that, you know, hey, you're losing time, you're a quarterback, you can only be good but for so long. And, you know, one of the questions that was being asked is, or that Colin Kaepernick's high-powered attorney, Mark Garagos, was asked, is if Colin were to get signed to a team again, would he kneel still? And, you know, Mark replied, basically, I'm not sure. That is up to him. But if you were Colin, would you kneel again? If you could get the job again, would you kneel again? Or would you say, you know what, I'm back in this, and perhaps maybe that just means that I need to chill. I need to not, you know, be the kind of person that makes waves or that causes any problems or anything like that. I need to, if I really want to play, I need to give up my principles. And I say all this to say, you know, I don't question what people want to do, but I definitely, character is something that is very important. And sometimes in order for you to build character, you kind of have to stand in the face of the difficult choice. You have to choose the path of least resistance. You have to kind of go against what everyone kind of thinks the norm for you should be. And you have to create your own narrative, so to speak, you know. So I just think that you guys keep your eyes open on things like this and what's going on out there, especially with the Colin Kaepernick story. I am definitely going to bring you more on that as the results of this workout develop. Also, keep your eyes open on this week's politics in terms of the impeachment. A lot of things are going on, and I want you guys to realize one thing. Just know that if he is impeached, Mike Pence is your president. Okay? Mike Pence is your president. Now, there's a lot of crazy shit going on, you know, but I just want you to realize that there's also a lot of great things going on that's going to come to an end. The Reform Act that's doing things like releasing and looking towards positive change in our prison system, that came from a Republican government and president. And that kind of reform will not exist under Mike Pence. I can guarantee you that. So, all right, you know what? Let's take a break. And then we are